Look, Targar friends. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for another orc mode workout. And today was max effort upper day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. But let's get over to the training. Hit a pretty good training max today. Went up to, again with the buffalo bar this time, I did 302 plus 40 pounds of chains. And it actually wasn't too bad. It was pretty reasonable. Slightly slower near the lockout, but I didn't really feel like lockout was a weak link. I didn't really feel a true weak link because the bar moved fast enough that nothing came out. And these are training maxes. I may at some point next week try to go ahead and just PR with straight weight on this bar, because we know that I will always be stronger with straight bar. Now people will say, but wasn't that close grip? This one? No. When I go wider grip, I am definitely weaker on this bar. So I'm building up the wide grip bench again. We're really pinkies on the rings, which is normal grip. I've decided to go that route instead of continuing to try to hammer my close grip. At the end of the day, if my close grip is still stronger, then it won't matter. If I can get to 375 with this bar and my close grip is stronger, or I mean with a wider grip, then who cares? Because then it'll be even stronger. Not worried about it. I'm going to train for the normal grip. And I did something different today. I went with some fives. And I may do that with box squats tomorrow and work some box squats back in. So I know that my pressing strength does pretty well with fives overall. I like doing lots of tens. I program more tens than anything else for most of my clients. I'm going to have clients who are like, Coach, can I do much? But no, you may not have the recovery to do this, guys. Okay. It does beat you up. Now I notice the threes really beat me up. Fives, not so much. Fives not so much, because I ran a phase of fives right before I hit that 352 bench the first time before my shoulder issue. So I'm doing a lot with that, and I'm actually finding certain things to really help the most with it. Mainly it's a little bit of chest stretching and forcing myself to do dead hangs. And when I say force myself, I said before they hurt too bad to do them. But what I had started doing within the last week I find that I can hold on and do them if I use lifting straps. I can't hold on to a dead hang more than a few seconds before my grip turns loose because my shoulder hurts so bad. It feels like someone's stabbing me. But if I do them, I feel really good 5 minutes later. My shoulder feels amazing 5 minutes later. And I seem to have better mobility afterwards. So I've learned I can hold on for like 30 seconds with straps. So I've been doing them a couple times a day. And I'm noticing this is definitely helping, along with certain other stretches. So I'm going to hold out hope that I'm going to get full shoulder mobility. We're going to be pain-free, and I am actually hoping if I can make this work, I would love to be able to do chin-ups again, if I can do them without hurting myself. I'm going to have to be able to do dead hangs for a while without pain before I feel like I'll be able to do them. If I can do a dead hang for 30 seconds without hurting, I can probably do chin-ups again. That will tell me that I'm safe to do it. Until then, no. But we went with fives, and I programmed this off 80% of 10 pounds more than my max that I hit the other day, the training max, because I assumed it was stronger. I got 7 reps on the last set. I need to increase this. I know that my max with even this barbell is not only 10 pounds more than what I training max the other day. I wouldn't be getting 7 reps there. Same thing, we went over and I went with fives and just extrapolated the math from my tens, assuming I could go 5 pounds heavier because I hit 13 with 250. I went up to 295, did some fives, and I did 6 on the last set for the Pendlay rows. Slight amount of cheat. Not quite as strict as I was doing the tens, but it's a heavier weight. Not completely unexpected. Not unexpected. So I want to work with this weight and master tightening up the form with this weight before I increase. Now, I'd like to be doing 315 for fives. That's a goal to reach towards. But I need this form to clean up just a hair. It's not bad. It's actually pretty reasonable. I can just be kind of strict about rows, though. I'd like it to tighten up a hair and then start working it up. So we've got a goal there. And again, I'm only doing fives on certain lifts. I'm only going to do it on certain lifts. Other stuff I'm going to go back and stay with tens. It's going to be the same thing with lower body. I think fives I'll probably just do it with some box squatting. And I'll get into why I need to do box squatting again. Build certain parts of my base and technique back up for squatting. But again, fives on that also, because tens suck on box squat. But again, my bench does tend to go up pretty quickly when I did some phases of fives before. I started running into problems when I started trying to get heavier than 5s. So we did the same thing on incline, right? I took the math of what my really hard 3x10 was, assumed it was 70%, and went with 80% of that. Okay? And I got 6 reps on the last set. Now, these were hard. Like, these were challenging. Like, even these 5-rep sets were pretty hard for me. They're all paused. Notice, again, that last rep looks pretty hard. But it wasn't like 1 rep in reserve because I was able to get 6 on the final set. So we didn't see it really grind. Last set was pretty hard with the 6. But I have room to grow here. It means I can bump this up. And this also, again, indicative that my max on this may be heavier than I think it is. I'm not interested in testing my max right now on incline. I will eventually. We'll test it again. But until I can get a really solid PR, I don't see the point. Right? Till we can get a real good PR, I don't really see the point in testing it. Because I get all the benefits of the other maxing on the flat bench. And I've got bars, chains, bands. I have plenty of variation. I don't have to hit this other angle yet. But we're going to work it, and we're going to treat it like a serious lift. And again, the point here is, I feel like my chest will grow great from the benching in this. And I know I've discussed recently that when we go to 8+ reps, there does seem to be better overall pec activation on flat benching. But I'm messing with that buffalo bar, and that thing hammers my chest with any rep range. And then we come to that point of, do I need to overdevelop my delts and triceps? And I need to develop them with pressing strength. And another thing with that, I decided not to do J-arm presses today. You know what? I'm starting to feel that little tiny bit of mild inflammation in the elbow tendons. It's not bad enough that I'm worried, but it's mild. And I've noticed that the buffalo bar hits my triceps the same way that the J-arm press does. In other words, I get the exact same burn and pump on the rep work with that buffalo bar in the same spots that I do on the J-arm press. Why do I even need the J-arm press at the moment then? I'll just do a little bit of extra band work to make sure my triceps work, and I'm going to add overhead pressing in. Okay, that's going to give me a lot of pressing volume, especially for the shoulders. And then, of course, think of all the tricep work involved with that much pressing. I don't need a whole bunch of tricep accessory to keep my triceps growing with that, especially as hard as that buffalo bar hits them. But some good band work, right? Get a good pump in them at the end. Make sure those tendons stay healthy. These, I went up to 220 today, which was a goal. And I got 3 sets of 10. And I realized with these, you know what? I need to just replace those double overhand deadlifts with more axle bar rows on my upper days, or my lower days. I feel like these just really build grip because I'm able to repeatedly do it, right? I've only been holding 265 with that double overhand. This lets me reset my grip and just have a second or two of intense grip training repeated for reps. I feel like it gets so much more dynamic quality grip work in, plus I'm still working my lats, rear delts, and everything. And we know my rear delts need to come up. Rows hit those hard. Right? I feel like my rear delts are actually coming along great. And I feel like a little more rowing volume would do it. I mean, and ideally, I want to get back to where if I could do chins, I could do pin lay chins and then axle bar rows all in the same workout. And I think we'll be good at that point. But as of now, I decided today, because I want to do extra rowing on my lower body days, I didn't throw in the curling and rear delt rows and stuff. I need to be focusing on triceps anyways, and the rowing should handle that stuff, especially if I take it up to that many sets. Right? Especially those extra sets added on lower days. I think we'll be good to go there. My rear delts will be getting plenty of work. They'll be getting plenty of work at that point. And I feel like that they're in a good place right now, having done all the extra rear delt flies and getting really a lot stronger on the rows, because my rows are the strongest they've been. As of right now, my pin lay rows are the strongest they've ever been since I've been on YouTube. My axle bar rows are the strongest they have ever been. I've never rowed over 200 for 10 before with that axle bar. Up there now, and I think that thing is what's killing my grip strength. I think that, and then combined with just holding the grippers for static, which I'm doing every day, I think that combination is what's doing it. And I think my grip is getting pretty on point at this point. We're going to keep pushing it up. You know, we'll keep working up that axle bar. Let's get it to 240 for 10s, right? And then I did my seated press off pins, which is, again, really comfortable for the range of motion. No shoulder inflammation or clicking at all. Okay, now that's telling for me. Last time I was doing these, it was clicking and popping still. Now it just gave a burn, a pump, with no sound coming out of my shoulder, feeling no popping. Okay, the dead hangs are doing something. And I think combined with having just strengthened my rear delts more. And again, my rows being the strongest they've ever been, I think my rear delts will keep growing off all that. But that's the thing with this. No pain, no clicking on the overhead press. Now, granted, we only went with 115 to 3x10. I feel like I could just increase this weight pretty much from here. I'll throw 5 more pounds on next time. And I don't have, the most beautiful range of motion at the top because I'm still working on that mobility. I'm still working on it. But the fact that it made no sounds, and I haven't done this in a while. Normally it's like with anything that was causing cracking sounds, it's if I hadn't done it, it would come back, just like with the rear delt flies. It wasn't there. So what I'm doing for my shoulder seems to really be working. And if I can do these without clicking and popping, I think I can one day do chin-ups again. It won't be this month. But I've already had my litmus test of what my requirement's going to be. It's going to be, I need to be able to hold into a dead hang with no pain. No pain, because it hurts bad when I do it. But again, it's only while I'm doing it. 5 minutes after I let go, my shoulder feels nothing. And I have better range of motion in my shoulder and lifting my arm overhead after I do it. So again, the doctors who discussed that, I think they're onto something. But again, I'm seeing it right there with the overhead press. I'm not getting any problems. Okay, so that's what I need to be doing. Then I decided to just do a couple sets of band press downs to failure. I might do another set later. Great tricep pump. Now I went with twice the band tension. When I was doing them with really high reps, I was using a band and a half this tension. This thing is really hard to lock. But my triceps got lit. It might almost be too much band tension, but I don't have much choices. It's like if I use the other band, I can do 60 plus reps. This is the next band up. I almost struggle to even lock it, but that's okay because it's building strength right there near the lockout at the hardest point. And I'm still getting that stretch reflex. Getting that stretch reflex out of it when it jerks back, which is what I want for the tendons. You got to keep my elbows healthy. Have to keep them healthy. And again, I think the rest of the pressing will cover it. So overall, I'm happy with today's workout. A lot of good work done, moving stuff forward. I think my bench goals are going to be hit this year. In spite of the setbacks last year with the shoulder, I think we're going to see it. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.